Hello viewers. Recently I've posted a video on how to find the relative atomic mass, the relative molecular mass, and relative formula mass of certain elements, compounds, or molecules. So now I'm going to teach you how to find the percentage composition of certain elements in compounds and the mass of the elements in certain compounds. Ignore that, sorry. So basically, let's try. Basically, to find the percentage composition of elements in a compound, you just take the number of elements, or the elements that you want to find, times the AR of that element over the MR of the compound. And then, since you're doing percentage, we'll multiply it by 100%. So let's put this into action. Let's try to find. Let's use copper sulfate as our model today. So basically, the MR of copper sulfate equals to 160. Let's say I want to find the percentage composition of copper in copper sulfate. So I need to find the AR of copper first, which is 64. Yeah, it's 64. Okay, so using this formula up here, number of elements, I only have one copper, so it's just 64 divided by 160 times 100%. And that'll give me 40%. That's my percentage composition of copper in copper sulfate. Two sulfates. Okay, so let's say now, instead of copper, I want to find percentage composition of sulfur. So the AR of sulfur is 32, so it will just be 32 divided by 160 times 100%, which will give me 20%. So lastly, I might as well just end it off with oxygen. Find the AR of oxygen first, which is 16, but since I have 4 atoms of oxygen in copper 2 sulfate, it will just be 4 times 16 divided by 160 times 100, which will give me 40% too. So there you go. That's how you find the percentage composition of an element in a compound. So now we will move on to how to find the mass of an element in a specific compound. So basically, it's the same thing too. Your number of elements times the AR over the MR of the compound. But instead of 100% now multiplying, you multiply by the mass of the compound. So let's do copper sulfate again, because might as well stick to it. So same thing as just now, 64 divided by 160. If I want to find the mass of copper in copper sulfate, and then let's just say I have 32 grams of copper sulfate. So times 32 grams, that will give me 64 divided by 160 times 32. I'll get 12.8 grams of copper in copper 2 sulfate. And then let's do sulfur now. So sulfur will be 6.4 grams. And lastly, let's end it off with oxygen. 4 times 16 over 160 times 32. And it'll be the same, 12.8 grams. So yeah, that does it for today. So I hope you know how to find the percentage composition now and the mass of the elements in a compound. So goodbye.